YouTube, what's going on? As you can see, we are not down in the shop. We're actually up at the house garage where the Chevelle's at, and you can tell she's thoroughly excited for this video.
I don't know what you're doing.
I know you don't know what I'm doing, but that's why we're doing it. So, I was doing a little bit of research, seeing about what we might go and do. And you really want to go racing, right?
Yes.
Well, we're going to go racing. There's a few things we need to go through to make sure that your car can go racing. So, that's what we're going to do, because there's an event in 3 weeks. Are you tripping out over whatever flew by?
Jesus Christ, yes.
What is it?
2 birds fighting.
Oh, that's cool. Anyway.
He's not even paying attention.
No, we're doing a video.
Okay, sorry.
Focus.
Sorry.
Did you hear what I said?
3 weeks, there's an event.
There's an event in 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That we might, depending on where the car's at, might be able to go to.
What?
Yeah, you want to do this, right? Because if we don't do this, then we don't get the car ready.
What?
You heard me. You heard me. So I walk out into the garage, right? And, well, she got started without us.
Got started without you.
Which meant that means you got started without everybody.
I wanted to see what I had and what I needed.
You could have grabbed the camera.
add to the list.
You could have grabbed the camera. It was right there.
Sorry.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to your fans.
Sorry.
All right, show us what you're up to.
So when I purchased the vehicle, he had a whole bunch of parts, and he didn't exactly tell us what he had, what he didn't have. He just said, I'll find everything and you guys can have it. And we were like, okay, like not a big deal. So he literally gave us all this stuff on the ground, all this, and then we also got a couple of things. Like he had the back seat, he had the front fender for the passenger side. He had an extra. Oh, sorry, an extra.
It has
an extra because
has a passenger side fender.
Because that one does have a little bit of ding, and he was gonna fix it. And then we also have the trunk pan, right?
Yep.
Yeah. He never got to that. So in the previous video, I don't know if we're gonna air that one or not.
Intermission here. We did a video last night. I took a quick look at the footage. It's kind of dark and I don't know how useful it is, so we might not actually make a video with any of that, but we'll come back around to some of the things that are in the video that we shot last night to retouch on them. But that's what she's alluding to, which has something to do with the trunk pan pieces that she mentioned.
He just never got to it, which the trunk we do need to address, but it's just something that we need to address. But he has the trunk pan, so that's really good, the entire thing. So we're just gonna pretty much go through every single thing that he gave us, and there are some things that are missing from the car that we want to see if we have before we order them. So that's what we're gonna be doing, is we're gonna be going through. So do not zoom in. So that's what we're gonna get started with, is kind of going through everything and seeing what he had and what he didn't get to, and what things he did do but he forgot something on.
Well, come on, get on with the show. You wanted to get into your stuff.
I got into it. Now I was gonna do things. So the first thing that I wanted to look at was my shifter. We noticed on going through the checklist to be able to go racing, I need a neutral shutoff.
Neutral safety switch.
Oh, neutral safety shift. So
safety switch.
Safety switch. So the guy gave us the box. And he said that obviously there was parts in there that he never got to and stuff, so I wanted to look in here and see if it was there, or we're gonna order one. And Cole looked it up and I think it's like $20. So we wanted to make sure that if I had it or not. Well, getting into the box, I noticed that there was a couple things that he did not add to the shifter. So if you want to take a look at my shifter right now. It's kind of in there. There's no like cover over it or anything like that, which we didn't know if he had or not. He just said that he never got to it, which we're gonna put carpet in here anyways, but I wanted to see what all he had to do, well, had with this. So in the box, there is a cover, which by looking at it now, I don't know if it's gonna fit. I don't know exactly what we need to do to it, but there is the cover. Comes with the plastic part in it, and then obviously, you know, where you shift. And then a couple other parts he came with. I don't think it has the neutral safety switch, because this looks like it is the light bulb and everything that goes under. I got a bug on me. I got a bug on me. I got a bug on me.
You in the bug, Jimmy?
I got a bug on me. Unless that's it. That's it?
That's your neutral safety switch.
All right, so I'm assuming this is it too.
Yeah.
So we got a neutral safety switch. So that is one thing on the list to be able to go racing. I have to have on my shifter, so that's a good thing. That means that we don't have to spend $20. We can spend $20 on something else. So that's a check. And then also I noticed that like we already said, previous video, we're probably gonna go over it, but I have a fuel cell system in my trunk, which we're probably not going to keep that. We're probably going to put the original gas tank underneath of it. Well, with the Chevelles, the gas tank is, the license plate is a drop down to fill up the gas tank. Well, I noticed, well, there's no license plates on the car, and on the back of it, there isn't a drop down. So I was gonna look at ordering one, but, well, we don't know yet, but he did have one. A little drop down, little whoop, 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 whoop. But we're gonna see, it's seen better days, probably needs some cleanup, but I'm pretty sure it will work, so that does save us some money, because we are gonna need that to put a license plate on. And then we need to dig in. But I did notice something. So if you did look at the front of the car, it is missing the vent, which when we were looking at the car to purchase it, I was like, oh man, I was like, that just looks funny. So I got online and immediately looked him up, because I was like, that is just something that I really, you know, wanted to put on there. Well, go figure. He did have one. It's behind all the stuff right here. He did have one. So that's awesome. It is a little bent. We did put it on there to see if it fit well. It's a little bent. We just need to bend it back a little bit, but I'm super excited. And then if you also notice, there was no windshield wipers, which not a big deal. We're not really gonna go racing or do anything in the rain, but obviously, you know, sometimes when it becomes fall, rain hits when you're not a current. Well, I noticed in the box, there's windshield wipers. So I don't have to order those either. So I'm super excited. The guy that we purchased this from was amazing, awesome. He really loaded us up with a whole bunch of parts, so that kind of saves me some, well, let's say not me, Cole money. But we're gonna get just kind of picking through everything and see what we can find, because there is a couple things that we do need to address before I go racing in a couple weeks. But yeah, we'll kind of go through everything.
What she's really saying is she wants to jump right into putting some of these parts on the car.
Yeah.
And not actually go through everything. That's what she's trying to say. But what we are going to do before we do anything with the car is we need to actually go through all this.
Yes, I know.
Take it all out of the boxes,
yes.
all on the floor.
Yes.
Not just start putting parts on the car.
I know that I left them on. I know. I was gonna just put one thing on the car.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get this stuff emptied out, see what else is here, and then we'll start coming up with a plan of attack on what's gonna go on, what we need to get, and how we're gonna proceed forward. And we'll also fill you in a little bit more on the tech checklist that we went over. Because the more I think about it, the more I'm probably not going to use the footage from last night because it was pretty dark.
Well, it
but
started
anyway,
out light and then
anyway, we're going to do the thing. You got a mess of junk.
This is all my junk. So this is everything that came with the car. These are just a whole bunch of parts. But we have our list.
Well, hold on.
Oh my gosh, you always ruin me.
She's trying to jump ahead.
Yes.
Some of the parts, which are important, some less important. I don't know if you noticed, but there's that extra fender that we've got. It's actually got a mess of other stuff in it. It's got a headlight, a mud bucket. It's got the fender support brace. A lot of good pieces right here on that fender. It's got the drop on the front, and most of it seems to be pretty good. Needs a little bit of cleanup, but it's good parts. Some of the other things that we dug out of here that are going to be extremely helpful that I know needed to go on the car, and now we know we have them, are things such as the dust cover. Not super critical, but I do like to run them and help just set a peace of mind because we live on gravel roads. So having the dust cover helps keep rocks from getting kicked up in the transmission area. The floor vents or the kick panel vents down by your feet where you pull the little lever out and it blows air.
Or blows debris at you.
Or it blows whatever. But we have those. GoPro's driving me nuts. I just updated my GoPro. Apparently that was a dumb thing to do because now they're doing the weird cutoff and we're repairing your file crap. And then it comes back 2 minutes later. Anyway, kick panels, air vents, we've got those. They're in pretty good shape. The windshield wiper motor and the backer bracket we have as well. That's right down there somewhere. I don't know if I'm pointing at it or not. Power, no, that's the power steering.
Right there.
No.
Right there.
No.
Right there. Right
Windshield
there.
wiper motor.
Right there.
There you go.
Oh my god.
The car did come, it's got manual steering, but it did come with a power steering gearbox and a power steering pump. They are both used, but I don't know if they're good or if they're just cores. The gearbox looks like it could be good. It doesn't look like it had known issues where it was spewing fluid. It just doesn't have, the signs that you would look for. So we might try that gearbox. The power steering pump will probably replace. They're not that expensive, but it's got the pulleys, the brackets and stuff. So she might get power steering sometime soon because, not too much work to actually switch that.
I'm pretty sure
extra brakes. Yeah, extra brakes or brake calipers.
Yeah.
Who knows what we could use it for? It did come with a spare, a 15x7 rally wheel spare. So if we wanted to wrap some rubber on there, we could have a spare tire that actually matches the wheels for the car. I probably won't do that, but we have it. Let's see, what else here is important? The factory catch can. Not super important, but it's something we need because of our checklist. You want to get into your checklist? You can see we got trunk pans back there too. Those are the outers. The center section of the trunk pan is already semi-installed in the car, and that's where the fuel cell is, which we'll take a look at here in a few minutes. I'll have to get a screwdriver to get into the trunk, but whatever. Anyway, we'll get into the checklist and show you where we're at with the car. A lot of this is extra stuff, but some of the key pieces we needed were in this, and it's going to save us a little bit of cash and getting this car ready to go. So, I'm gonna go get a screwdriver and then we'll buzz into that checklist. All right, woman, take us through your stuff.
All right, so we went through the list last night. Obviously, we don't know if we're gonna use that video or not, but we checked a lot of things, so I'm just gonna kind of go over a couple things, but not read it like I did last night. So we did check the tires. The tires are fine. The wheels are fine. The windshield's fine. The drive shaft, the loop is fine. The one thing we need to address on the lines and hoses is our the fuel line, but we'll address that. The radiator, the only thing we needed with the radiator that it said on the list was we needed a catch can, which the catch can right now is a Coors Light bottle. But with going through all the parts and everything, we did find the original catch can, and we're gonna clean it up, and most likely, hopefully, everything doesn't look like it has any cracks or anything like that. So this will be check, good, we'll use this. So yesterday we put it in red, stating that we needed it. We're gonna change it to yellow, and yellow just means that we just need to install it. So we're gonna change that to yellow. And then the next thing was the master cutoff switch, cutoff, which I don't need it in my vehicle. Next one is driver, just have to have a valid driver's license, which I do. Protective clothing, we've already looked at that and everything like that, so we don't need to worry about that. Helmet, I will be getting a helmet, whatever. And then seats, I do have seats. Seat belts, I am stealing Cole's seat belts from his wagon.
You hear that? She's stealing my seatbelts. BS.
So that one is marked in yellow because all we got to do is install them. Next would be the battery. The battery, obviously, like Cole did last night. If it...
Give a yank on that.
Oh, did you fix it?
Yeah.
Oh. There we go. So it's not supposed to be able to shift and move, so that's something that we need to address. So it is in red. The neutral safety switch, we put it in red yesterday. This does not have a neutral safety switch, but we did find the box for the shifter, and right on the windshield we do have neutral safety switches that we will be installing. We checked them out. They work great, so that is something that we need to change to yellow because...
Well, we haven't tested them.
Oh, we haven't tested them.
We made sure they're the right switches for that shifter.
Yes, so hopefully they're the right, but we're just going...
They are right, we just don't know if they actually...
We're going to change it to...
We gotta wire them in.
Yes, we're going to change it to yellow, wire it all in, put it all together, see if it does work. If not, then we're changing it back to red. The next one was the NOS, but I don't have NOS. Roll bars, I don't need roll bars. And the next one is a motorcycle. It's not a motorcycle, so we don't have to worry about that. But other than that, we have pretty much, we only have 4 things. 2, 4, 5. 5 things to address. 5 things to address. Most of them are just installing. The other one is like the battery. We need to figure out a solution to strap it down. So.
Okay, and then we have something else. What else do we gotta fix? We gotta do it in 2 places.
Oh, we do have the massive hole. It's for the heater box, but we're just going to cover it up with a panel because it gets to be a sauna in the car.
Well, and we
do have it.
Heater box assembly, both sides, but it needs a complete restoration, so we don't want to put that in until it's actually cleaned up and restored, and we make sure that the blower motor works and everything's good with it. So,
yeah. So we're just gonna block it out for now. Put a thing of sheet metal over it, couple screws. Call it good for right now until we can address that issue. The next issue is going to be back here. Which in the last video, that one that we're probably gonna get rid of, we did show you guys that the trunk is a little rusty, needs a little bit of attention. If you did see up there in my parts, we do have the panels for the trunk, obviously, but a thing that we need to address is that if you look all the way in the back, we did install the seat. Well, we did place the seat in. It is not installed, but there is no firewall. That is just the back seat. So that is something that we need to address because we cannot run with having a, what is this, a fuel cell? The fuel cell, it has to have a firewall on it. So we're gonna have to put a firewall. Hopefully the air vent holes and stuff like that won't be a problem. I'm pretty sure with Cole, which he researched and stuff like that, with it missing, it's not going to be a deal because this is bolted to the frame. So
the part of that, to elaborate a little bit, is if you have a stock gas tank, then the fuel cell, tank, whatever you want to call it, is down under the floor, not inside the trunk. And that alleviates, at least at the speeds this car will be going, the need to have a firewall up there at the back seat. But because this has a fuel cell in the trunk currently, until we actually fix this and put a stock gas tank back in it, there is a firewall requirement dividing the passenger compartment from where the fuel is at. So that we're just going to do a temporary sheet metal firewall against the braces behind the back seat to close that off, and that should meet our requirements to make this a pass tech as is.
We also need to figure out this.
Yeah, the tank is a vented tank, which is a requirement to have a vented tank, but it also has to be vented outside of the car. And this is, well,
I don't think that's gonna work.
It's in a rust hole. The vent line right now is vented, just hanging down in a rust hole. We're going to extend that and secure it under the car and make sure that that's not going to be an issue. We'll end up doing that when we do the fuel lines, because this does have rubber fuel lines going front to back right now, no hard line in it, and you can only have a maximum of 12 inches.
Yeah,
I think it's 12 inches of rubber fuel line from end to end in the system. So we have to do some hard line work to fix that, or do AN lines. We'll see. I'm not sure which one I'll do. We'll do one or the other though. Then I also noticed something else that we have to take care of.
Okay.
It's right over there on the floor.
The license plate?
No.
Or the dust?
Well, we need to take care of the license plate because we need to put plates on it, but that's actually not it. No, it's a little bit past the license plate.
The drip. We got a little bit of an oil leak.
It's leaking ATF.
Oh, ATF.
So we have to find the ATF leak and fix that.
Yes.
So there's a little bit more of a look at Paige's Chevelle. The mess of parts that came with it, which is a lot of good stuff. There's some new stuff. It's got some of the stuff that we really need to get the car both together in the short term to go have fun in a couple of weeks, and to actually put it together the right way over time. You excited? All right. Well, we got a lot of work to do. You got some planning to do.
Yep.
And we'll probably start doing some of this stuff next weekend.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But for now, it's freaking hot out. It's the middle of the afternoon on a Sunday, and we kind of killed ourselves yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get out of the heat so I stop melting. She needs to get out of the heat so she stops melting.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys
next time.